If you have an allergic dog that's constantly itching and you're looking for some form of herbal tincture that can potentially relieve some of that itching naturally, then you should be watching this video. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Tula is a great example of a dog that has a mild allergy. I'll just show you on her skin here. You can see where it's a little bit red, where she said her does some ongoing itching. You may or may not be able to see, but just here in her groin, I'll do a bit of a close-up for you. She's moderately red. Good girl, Tula. So as you can see right in there, it's a little bit red. She does a moderate amount of licking, especially in the morning when she wakes up, and intermittently throughout the day. She's got a mild allergy. The one herb that works really well for our dogs that have allergies is called stinging nettle. So here it is here. In particular, it's probably seen as the most effective herbal antihistamine. So what we're doing is we're treating that allergic or that itch response in a more natural way, as opposed to using some type of corticosteroid such as prednisone. This is the nettle here. I've gone to my natural health store, picked up some of the nettle in bulk, and it's the nettle leaves, so you can see them there. Just these dried green leaves. When we're looking at dog doses, we're looking at about a teaspoon per 10 pounds of body weight daily. So Tula is about 20 pounds, so I'm gonna make a tea with 2 teaspoons. Actually, it's a tea tincture. The first thing you wanna do is take your nettle, your dried nettle here. I'm gonna put 2 teaspoons to put it in the pot here. So we're going to start out with about a cup of water, let that simmer. It's gonna go down to a little less than half a cup. So I put 2 teaspoons of the dried leaves in here. And then before you add the water, I want you to really sort of mash them or macerate them. Because we know that for majority of the herbs, if we can make the whatever product, be it the root, be it the leaf, if we can make that a lot smaller into the finer particles, we're generally releasing more of the products of the plant that have the medicinal properties. When you're dealing with the tea, which is a leaf, man, it's easy just with a spoon or something small to sort of mash it up as I'm doing here, putting it into finer particles. If you're dealing with a root, such as dandelion root, then you need to put that in a coffee grinder and grind it up to get it into almost this fine dust. I'd prefer if you'd start with the leaves when we're doing the nettle, because we know at least you've got the whole leaf plant. The more processed it is, generally the less effective it is, so it's better if you're sort of doing this at home. You're going to be getting better results. So what I'm going to do is actually add a half a cup of water. I'm going to let that simmer for about 10 to 20 minutes. Then it's going to go down to less than half of that size. So I'd expect to have about a quarter cup of water. And the idea is you're going to give that amount to your dog throughout the day. You can split it into 2 to 4 doses. So there's my 2 teaspoons of the stinging nettle. We're going to then add, here's my half a cup of water. And lettuce. And the idea is we're just gonna simmer that. So I'm gonna get it up to boiling and just have it simmer for 10 to 20 minutes. After it's done that, we're gonna come back here. I'm gonna let you have a look and see what we've created as it sort of boils its way down. Then we're gonna filter that, and then we're gonna give some to Tula. So I've turned the stove down quite low. We just want it onto a slight simmer, so meaning just enough that it's boiling, but it's not boiling too hard. Because what we're trying to do is get the beneficial medicinal ingredients, the therapeutic ingredients out of that nettle, get it into the water that we can then give to our dog as the tea. We know excessive heat can affect some of the nutrients themselves, which is that light simmer of about 10 to 20 minutes. So now it's been 20 minutes, our tea is done at simmering. As you know, we started out with about a half a cup of water. We're down to maybe about a quarter of a cup. And it really varies. It's not so much the amount of water, it's that you're making it nice and concentrated as a tincture, and it's not enough volume that it's going to overwhelm your dog and or your cat if you're treating them as well. What we want to do is keep the small fine particles. They have some of the therapeutic properties. We want to strain out the big part of the leaves. And so what I'm actually going to use to do that is a Bodum. You could also use a tea strainer. But as you can see here, it's got the mesh as a strainer, so it's going to strain out the big particles, but it's going to leave many of those finer particles. So, got as much of that in there. Let's strain this, and let's see what we're left with that we can get to Tula. All right. And there is this is our really concentrated, our sort of nettle tincture tea. So I let this simmer for a full 20 minutes. I've let it cool down. And as you know, I started out with about 120 mils. That's about a half a cup of water. And added that to the nettle. Now, when I just measured it out, I have about a 12 cc syringe here. About three syringe full approximately is left in it. So that's about 30 mils. So we've gone from 120 down to 30. You know, we've gone down substantially. So that would be a really easy thing then. So all I need to do to treat Tula throughout the day, if I'm treating a dog for an allergy, I would be giving her 1.5 syringefuls twice a day. Nettle itself is not just, you know, needed to be giving for a dog for an allergy. It's also super nutrient dense. It's one of the more complete plant foods you're gonna find. So high in iron, high in this B vitamins, very antioxidant rich. So many good things are existing in nettle, and specifically in those leaves. Also, it's, you know, that natural antihistamine. So the way it's working is that it's taking away the itching, that intense itching, and just making your dog more comfortable, while at the same time providing them with beneficial nutrients. So it's almost like a win-win situation. So let's try here with little Tula. She's gonna be cool with this. So here's a little syringe full. Right about now, Tula's probably thinking, why am I adopted to this? Oh. So here's our syringe full of nettle, as you guys can see. And I've tested it with my finger. It's pretty cool. So it's safe to give right now. Just squirt open the side of Tula's mouth. Just squirt a little bit in at a time and just have her drink it. There's Tula, good girl. There you go. Nettle itself is also great for sort of short-term allergies. So say you've got a dog with an allergic reaction. You can also consider using nettle in that instance as well. There you go, Tula. So that's how you give it. If you've got a dog with an allergy, I want you to at least try it for a full 30 days before you assess is it being beneficial or not. Something that's safe to give long-term. If it's being beneficial, great. You could stay on it. Really encourage you to try to find the easiest way to give it. You know, ideally, I said mix it in with the water. Perhaps you're feeding your dog some canned food, maybe mix it in with their food, and then we know they're gonna get it. And I've had clients ask me, is it okay just to give it as the dried form? Yes, it is. It's not likely gonna be quite as effective, but a bit easier to do, but it's better than not giving it all. Thank you, little Tula. Thank you for watching this edition of Veterinary Secrets. What I want you to do now is first click up there to subscribe to my channel, click down there to like this video, and lastly, click that link directly in the box below. And then when you do that and you sign up for my newsletter, I can send you my free books and my free videos on how to heal your dogs at home with my top natural remedies.